Hello, Jane Fays here from Sydney, Australia. Well, I'm just going to add another video to my YouTube channel. It has been a while, but recently I've been working on torn magazines onto the gel plate to create quite a different effect. And so this time I thought I would film what I do, talk through my technique, and that way you'll just be able to pick up some tips and hopefully master this process of image transfer yourself. So I have chosen 3 images, and these ones are probably out of Vogue. I like Vogue fashion magazines, but I also like high quality travel magazines as well, and that works particularly well with this style because I'm looking for 3 contrasting images. So I tear the section of the eyes out of an image, then I might use something architectural, and then something with text because I love text. So they're my image choices. Then I'm going to do a black layer of the Amsterdam acrylic on my plate, and then pull the image onto cardboard. All right, so first of all, let's tear these up. And I want to get a nice sort of rough torn line. I don't want to miss out on her eyes. And then I'll just sort of, but I don't want it too straight either. So that will be nice. So that's her face. Then I'm going to tear off the top of these buildings. As I said, I'm not even sure what magazine that came out of. And then with this, I'm going to lay it on its side because I don't want the text to be really obvious what it says. So just there's my 3 images. I will put this one down first because then I'll get this nice torn line. That page on the back has already been printed, so that's why that's there. So that will lay in the middle, and then I'll add the other 2 pieces on. But first of all, I'm going to use my Amsterdam in oxide black, and I've got my brayer ready. I've got just a scrap bit of cardboard there, and ever so small amount on there, and we really work it in and make it very thin and even. And you'll see how often I go over and over and over. Once I've got my black, I take a lot off. So the idea is thin, but also to eliminate as many of the edges of the brayer. So back and forward, making it nice and thin. And you can see some brayer marks there. I'm going to try and get it a bit thinner. Working it over and over. Lighter and lighter. Okay. All right, so I will lay that one down. And then the architecture at the top. And the text at the bottom. It's not quite covering it all, so I will come in with another little bit of text just to mop up that there. Really rubbing that over. pulling this one off. This one off. And the all-important one. That one off. Okay, so there's a few air bubbles. So I'll get my wet one, baby wipe, and hopefully just get rid of a few of those spots. Cleaning that off. Trying not to damage the rest of the image. There are some spots there that I won't try and eliminate. I'll just try and get rid of that little square. Just dabbing it just makes it not quite so obvious. Disappointingly, there's a little mark right in the middle of her eye there, but if I might try and lighten it slightly without ruining the image too much. I think I got some of my wet one there. So I'm now going to dry that. Excuse the noise, but I'm just going to dry it with a hairdryer. So that hairdryer is not too hot, and I really kept my hand nice and close to it so that I can judge any extra heat or whatever, but it's quite cool. And then now that's quite dry, I might just, should have taken that off before I quite like some of the dots, and I love the little shadowing of the tear. So that now that's dry, I'm going to now use Liquitex Matte Medium and lay that on. And this acts as a glue. And you don't have to be as particular with this layer, but this acts as like an adhesive between the image that's on your plate and your substrate that you're printing onto. So we still want an even layer, but it can be a little bit thicker because you want good adhesion. And I've laid my plate, oh, it's not quite center, is it? Let me just shuffle that over slightly and up so that when I use that as a registration, I'm going to put my substrate down, giving it a good massage, and again I'm getting my hairdryer. Excuse the noise. Okay, I know using a hairdryer is unpopular. The manufacturers of the two major brands of gel plate do not recommend using heat. And of course, when I use a hairdryer, I don't really think it's heat. It's more slightly warm air. And, you know, I keep my eye on that, and I've never ever had a problem. Alrighty, so let's pull this and we'll see how we go. down. Okay, so that's our print. It's quite unique, bringing together a few things. There are, yes, a few air bubbles, but there's some nice little edges here which are nice. Come off the gel plate, which are always good. Just this slight shadow and build up of paint around the tear looks amazing. And so that just shows you bringing an architectural image, image of a face, and then some text together. And yeah, that just shows you how I go about doing the magazine image transfer with the torn images. But as I said, I just reinforce that layer of black paint needs to be a very thin film. And I'm sure once you master that, you'll have much greater success in your magazine image transfer. Thank you. Bye-bye.